Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Burton Ballers. And according to reports, Ousmane Dembele has agreed to join Chelsea. And I'm going to look at whether buying him is a good idea and is his injury record a concern.
Welcome to the Burton Ballers. Ain't got no time for no stallers, yeah.
We are the risers, we're not the fallers. Our channel is growing wider and taller.
Yeah, we're here to give you the news about your dear beloved Blues, yeah.
So if you like this YouTube channel, like, subscribe and turn on that bell.
Yeah.
So hi guys, there are a few reports going around that Ousmane Dembele has agreed to join Chelsea. And apparently, if reports are to be believed, it says that he was actually waiting till after the sanctions were lifted before deciding his next destination. If that is the case, then that says to me that he really wants Chelsea. And I want, as I said about Jules Koundé before, I'll talk about Koundé a bit later, but what I said before is if people really want to join us, those are the people I want. I want people who are committed to joining us, because when you're committed to joining, then that's when you're going to give your 100%. And I think part of the reason why he may want to join Chelsea is because of our manager Thomas Tuchel and the great relationship that these two players have. It's a mutual respect for this player and manager. So I saw an interview before where Thomas Tuchel was waxing lyrical about Ousmane Dembele and how he's the best player he's seen at his age. I've seen other reports where Dembele has been talking about what an excellent manager Tuchel is. So hopefully that'll be a match made in heaven. And hopefully what Dembele does, he gives us that creative spark that we are missing. He's a player who can, he's got explosive pace, he's got skill, he's great in one-on-one situations, he can dribble past players, he's two-footed, Odoi only scored 1 goal this season for Barcelona. He's assisted 13 times. So, and I think if you put him in a different position, sort of inverted winger, then I feel that he can score a few goals in the Premier League. So he's a kind of creative spark that this club lacks. But a lot of you may be saying, what about his injury record? I saw a funny tweet the other day where people were predicting their lineups for next season, and someone's put Dembele on the right, Pulisic on the left, NHS in the middle. For those who don't know what NHS is, the ones abroad, that's our National Health Service. So, you know, they're alluding to the fact that they'll be injured so much that they'll need NHS assistance throughout the season. Because if we take a quick look at his injury record, we see that in the 2017-18 season, he had a hamstring injury, which made him miss 106 days of football. So my quick maths is just over 3 months, 30 days, 30 times 90, yeah, just over 3 months of football with a hamstring injury. And then he had another bad hamstring injury in the 2019-2020 season, where he actually missed 191 days of football. So again, doing some quick maths, that's what, 5 months of football missing. That's a lot of football for a hamstring injury. And then he had that knee injury in the 21-22 season where he missed 134 days of football. Knee injuries, not so much concerned about, especially if it was an impact injury on the field or something. And it's all depending on how bad that knee injury was and how he could recover. But if we look at him in comparison to another player that we wanted, Erling Haaland, in the last 2 seasons, Dembele has played 51 games for Barcelona. And if we look at Erling Haaland, who a lot of Chelsea fans wanted, in the last 2 seasons for Dortmund, he's played 52 games. So he too has some injury concerns. My thing about the Dembele injuries as well is that he only started getting these injuries when he joined Barcelona. When he was at Dortmund and Rennes, he didn't get that many injuries. So I'm thinking, is it the way that they train why he's getting these injuries? Is it their medical staff not monitoring him properly? Because it's a bit of a coincidence. As soon as he joined Barcelona, all these injuries started creeping in. But okay, he missed a chunk of this season, but he's played the last 21 games for Barcelona with no injuries. And the season before that, he did play 30 out of the possible 38. So hopefully those hamstring injuries are behind him. I say that, but he had 18 days out with a hamstring injury last season. But it's not, it's 3 weeks. It's not as much as the other prolonged injuries that he had in the past. So I think, if we can get a proper medical staff in at Chelsea, because we did have a good medical staff. If a lot of you remember, we didn't under the Jose Mourinho, even up to, I think it was up until Conte, our injury record was excellent. But since then, we've started to have a lot of injuries. And I think that's because we rush players back too early. I know Kante, he's a prime example of him coming back too early. Kovačić, we've seen with players coming back too early, and that's when they get a relapse. But in the past, Chelsea's injury record was impeccable when we had the doctor, Eva, in there and others who were there, monitoring players and saying, don't bring them back until they are 100% ready. And I'm thinking, if we can get proper medical staff in with the new regime and, not rush players back if they have a slight knock or niggle, then I feel that he won't be getting as many injuries as he used to. Going back to Haaland as well, whereas Dembele's had a lot of hamstring injuries, if you look at Erling Haaland's injury record, there are a lot of muscular injuries. In the past few, he's had muscular problems. Last season, he had muscular problems the season before that, and he's had abdominal muscle injuries the season before that. So whilst Dembele's is hamstring, you got Haaland as muscular. So, I know that he's not playing for us, he's a Manchester City player, but I'm just bringing up the fact that a lot of our fan base didn't mention the injury concerns that are creeping up now with Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland is 21, I think, and you've got Dembele, 25. So I know people said, he hasn't missed large chunks of the season, but there is a trend coming in with the Erling Haaland one. It may just be, I don't know, because the fact that his body's growing and as you grow, you tend to get these muscle injuries. Maybe he'll be okay, but we'll see what it's like when he's at Manchester City. But with Dembele now, I think for me, it is definitely a risk worth taking. I'm not going to look at his injuries and say, don't want him because he gets too many injuries. Even if he performs 25, 26 games for us in the season, if he can be the difference maker in those games, and I think that could be the difference between winning something and not winning something. And he comes on a free transfer as well. And maybe we can be smart in the way that we do the deal, in that he has a basic salary of, say, 200,000 maybe, and the rest of his salary can be made up of bonuses and appearances. So that way, if he doesn't make as many appearances, then we don't end up paying for somebody who's spending a lot of time in the sick bay. So tell me what you think about this Dembele situation. Are you happy for him to come, or do you have concerns that getting him in is just going to be too problematic because of his past injury records? And just before I go, just another footnote on somebody else who's keen to join us and wants to join and should be joining soon, is Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé, I'm hearing that deal can be finalised in the coming weeks. I'm hoping it doesn't take long, because Chelsea, we need to just look at our targets and just get them through the door so we can concentrate on other targets. In the past, we've taken so long in getting in our players, and so we've lost out on other players, or we've lost out on our number one player because of because we keep going to and fro with negotiations. So I just hope get these deals through the door, and then that way we can start to just concentrate on other areas of the team that needs to be improved. So I'm going to enjoy the celebrations of the Queen's 70 years. So congratulations on your Jubilee. And so guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so you'll be notified every time I make a new video. So take care. Bye-bye.